Hello everyone, this is Riton and let's get started. Our lesson for today is about molar mass. And by the end of this video, you should be able to first define molar mass or interpret statements in which the term molar mass is used, and calculate the molar mass of any substance whose chemical formula can be written or is given. Now, when we talk about atomic, molecular, or formula masses, we're really talking about the mass of very tiny particles, specifically atoms or molecules. The problem is, we can't isolate just one atom or individual atoms and put it on a balance. So on their own, these masses are limited in practical use. To solve this, chemists use molar mass, which helps us connect what is happening at the particle level or microscopic level to quantities we can actually measure in the laboratory or macroscopic levels. Instead of weighing single particles, we weigh a large collection of them we call a mole. And again, just a review, 1 mole of any substance is equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to 23 particles. And that is the large collection of particles. Molar mass is the mass per mole of a substance. In other terms, it tells us how much 1 mole of a substance weighs. And we express it in grams per mole, or in symbols, G for grams per mole or mole. This is what allows us to move from invisible particles to measurable masses we can work with in real experiments. Moreover, many of the ideas we talked about the atomic mass, the mole, and the molar mass, are all connected to one reference element, which is your carbon 12. First, by definition, one atomic mass unit is equal to 1/12 of the mass of a carbon 12 atom. This is what sets the scale for atomic masses in the periodic table. Second, 1 mole is defined as 6.02 times 10 raised to 23 particles, which is exactly the number of atoms found in 12 grams of carbon 12. Because of these definitions, there are two important facts to follow. First, one carbon 12 atom has an atomic mass of exactly 12 atomic mass units, and 1 mole of carbon 12 atom has a mass of 12 grams, giving it a molar mass of 12 grams per mole. This is why carbon 12 serves as a bridge linking atomic scale masses to measurable laboratory quantities. To further expand that idea, one important thing to notice is that atomic mass and molar mass are numerically the same. The only difference is the units. Atomic, molecular, or formula mass is measured in atomic mass units, or simply U, while molar mass is measured in grams per mole. This relationship doesn't apply only to carbon 12. It works for all substances. For elements, the atomic mass in the periodic table becomes the molar mass. For molecules, the molecular mass becomes the molar mass. And for ionic compounds, the formula mass becomes the molar mass. Again, they are numerically the same. The only difference is just the units. So the rule is simple. Once you calculate the atomic, molecular, or formula mass, just change the unit from U to grams per mole. Then you already have the molar mass. This is what allows us to move easily from particles to measurable masses in the lab. In this figure, each sample shown contains exactly 1 mole of a substance. We have here 1 mole of nitrogen gas, we have here 1 mole of water. Even though the samples look different and have different masses, they all contain the same number of particles. Whether those particles are atoms, just like these elements, molecules, or formula units, just like these molecular or ionic compounds. What does change is the mass of each sample. The mass you see in grams is numerically equal to the molar mass of the substance. The atomic mass of iron is 55.85 atomic mass units, and its molar mass is 55.85 grams per mole. On the other hand, the formula mass of mercury 2 oxide is 216.6 atomic mass units, and its molar mass is 216.6 grams per mole. Moreover, 1 mole of a lighter substance has a molar mass, while 1 mole of a heavier substance has a larger mass. This highlights an important idea. A mole always represents the same number of particles, but the mass depends on what those particles are made of. That's why molar mass is so useful. It tells us how heavy 1 mole of any substance will be. Now let's try to answer some simple exercise. Calculate the molar mass of A, fluorine, and B, calcium fluoride. As we can see here, we're given with the name of our substances. We have fluorine and we have calcium fluoride. And to answer this exercise, we must first write the formulas of fluorine and calcium fluoride. We know that fluorine is an element, and fluorine is also a diatomic molecule. Therefore, we will write its formula as F2. On the other hand, calcium fluoride is an ionic compound, and its chemical formula is written as CaF2. Now that we have the formulas of fluorine and calcium fluoride, the next step is to calculate for molar masses as if you were calculating for formula mass or atomic mass. But instead, we will use molar mass units, which is grams per mole. And again, remember, the molar mass of a compound in grams per mole is numerically equal to the formula mass in atomic mass units. And as we can see here in fluorine molecule, we know that there are 2 fluorine atoms. Therefore, we will solve it this way. 2 fluorine atoms times 18.998, its atomic mass based from periodic table, and the answer is 37.996, and the unit will be grams per mole. On the other hand, as we can see here in calcium fluoride, there is 1 calcium atom and 2 fluorine atoms. The first step is to calculate the atomic mass of each. The first step is to calculate the mass of each element in the chemical formula. So for calcium, we have 1 calcium atom with a mass of 40.078, and that is still equal to 40.078. For fluorine, on the other hand, we have 2 fluorine atoms multiplied by 18.998, which is equal to 37.996. The final step is to add the 2 atomic masses. 40.078 plus 37.996 is equal to 78.074 grams per mole. Therefore, the molar mass of fluorine is 37.996 grams per mole, and the molar mass of calcium fluoride is 78.074 grams per mole. Now, you can pause the video to answer our practice exercise. In summary, molar mass is mass divided by amount of the substance. Mass is typically expressed in grams, and the amount of substance is expressed in moles, yielding the most common units of molar mass, grams per mole. The molar mass of any substance in grams per mole is numerically equal to the atomic, molecular, or formula mass of that substance in atomic mass units. That's it for now, and see you on our next video.